Merry Christmas, everybody. This is Joelle Elena speaking at youtube.com. And today I'm going to show you how to do makeup. You guys are total beginners. You've never used makeup before. And this headband is better instead of your regular headband. So, you remove your headband just like to get everything out of your face. Ooh, I look so pretty. Maybe Willy Wonka might think so. Oh dear. Well, I'm just going to start with the thing that we always start with. Foundation. Foundation. Oh my gosh. This is amazing. The Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation is the best, most affordable foundation you could ever have. I've never seen a better foundation in my life. And it covers up stuff like that, or that, or that on your face. It is best coverage, best, most matte, most poreless, most amazing, most affordable, most magnificent, great coverage foundation in the world. You just pour a little bit on your sponge, and you don't need to use a ginormous, big, fat load of it. You can just have a little, and you can put some here, 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 here. It's usually how I like to start. You can always layer it too, so it's not like you have to start with a lot. I like to do the ears first. I know this is exactly what you need for someone who has never used makeup before. And what you do is you never drag the sponge. No, that's not going to do it. You have to pat it in and blend it up into your hairline. And take some on the nose, blend it down like that, and then grab what you got on your cheeks and then blend it out into the hairline like that. And on the chin, other cheek, make sure you get the nook part of your nose. Just always blend it down to the neck too. Just because you can't have your face look different than your neck and chest. First of all, it would look like your face is more matte and perfect than your neck and chest. And if it's a slightly different shade, can't have that. I have my exact shade as you can see, but you can always layer it. Oops, not what I wanted to do. So this comes out fast, so you gotta pour it slowly onto the sponge or else you'll run out of it super fast. So the places where I like to layer it back again is, I like to put here, I like to do the nose again, I like to do the forehead again. You can also dip from other areas of your face and add it to your forehead. I like to start by doing the forehead again and blending it down, or up into my hairline and do things like that. You can also scrub it over your eyes, but never use foundation as your concealer. It doesn't work. I like to use the smaller tip just to kind of get it in my areas like that. You can dip it and do that and then blend it out again on your cheek. The place where I like to layer it the most, and when you do this part, you take the sponge, stick it in the bottle, pour it like that, and make sure there's only a little bit on the sponge. I like to find the place where I have the most results, put it on each one as if you're using a spot treater. And then blend it out. You can also blend it up and stuff just for your own benefits. And also, it's always good to kind of blend it down from your chin into the neck area. You can't not do that because it wouldn't look good. You know what I realized? I don't have a watch. Even though it's light outside, That's just for decoration. It's actually 3 a.m. right now. Come on, every video you see me, it's always 3 o'clock in the morning. And if you notice your makeup headband starts to fall, you can just tuck it behind the ears, pat it exactly on the hairline, and push up, just like that. That's all you gotta do. And if you feel like you want to put foundation on your arms just to kind of do it, then go ahead. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. But the next thing we are going to use is the concealer. So I like to put my concealer on the edge of the spine, the top tippy part. And what you do is what I like to do is you can start in the inner corner of your eye, take baby steps like that. And then you should just get more of it for the next eye. And you only have to do light touches like that. You don't have to you never swipe it on. No. That wouldn't even do anything. It would only make it look, I don't even want to demonstrate. And you can so you see how it's on like that? I know some of you might be like, is it fine just dots? No, you gotta blend it in. So I like to start in the inner corner, pat it down, blend it, and then work my way to the rest of it like that. And if it's a little not perfectly smooth, you can take the flat side and smooth it out. And you can also scrub it onto the top of your eye too. So, that is exactly the right way to do your concealer. Now that we have done that eye, you're obviously not here, but we're going to do the other eye. See? Look how perfectly concealed I got. And a trick I really like to use, I know not all of you like this trick, but nose it's coming down a little bit. You just have it placed exactly on your hairline and up it goes. I like to use my e.l.f. Light Medium Prime and Stay Pressed Powder and take an eyeshadow brush and brush it under my eyes and then start in the corner and work your way to the other side. I like to start a little outward and then fill it in. And I also like to do it low, right here on the dark line of your under eye. And I also like to brush it right there. Trust me, it really helps. If you have some powder on the eyeshadow brush, you can put it right there and then work backwards. So with that part of the concealer, you can work forwards and then backwards. You work in reverse, and if you load up the brush, not load up, but just swirl it around, it gives you a nice light finish. See? Perfectly smooth. I know there's not the best lighting in here, but you guys have obviously never used makeup before, and you're total beginners, and that is exactly why I'm here. Remember our last beginner's tutorial where it was just you know something, in our last beginner tutorial, I didn't know as much as I knew now. Because do you remember seeing me blend it down to the neck last time? I don't remember seeing me blend it down to the neck last time. Everybody's learning. Even the people who are best at makeup are still learning. See? So now we're going to do the other eye. Now if you notice that it might look a little have a line around the concealer or the powder. But you could also they might have a little line around it. So what I like to do is I like to use my brush and I like to sort of blend out that powder into the rest down and into the rest of the face. You can either like swirl, or you can like hold it and then pat it. Hold, pat, or swirl it. I also like to, just because you can't really not do that, I like to apply some of the pressed powder on the rest of my face just so that it stays throughout the day. Again, you can just pat or you can swirl. You always have to do the ears and blend it down into the neck just because, you know, you can't not. Most of the things I say is you can't not, well, that's kind of a way of saying you can't not. Saying you can't not is a way of saying you can't not. Yeah, so after I do my foundation, concealer, and all that, so if there is any residue, you can put it on your eyelids. There's gonna be eyeshadow, so I also like to brush some of that on my eyebrows, just so that the color of the brow pencil stands out and the hairs are not too dark. And when you're putting your brush away, it's good to have the bristles face up instead of pointed down. Wing! We did it! Just like that. There's nothing worse. For blush, I'm using my W7 Rebel blush. I have these blush brushes. My favorite ones are this one and this one. I choose this one. So I know this may seem surprising, but since you're a total beginner, you might think blush, you just apply it like that. No, not how you do it. The best way is you swirl it in, smile really bright, start here, go up into like your right above your brow tail, like right here, and make a C shape. And you can also, when you get to the top, you can blend it that way into your hairline. I like to do a few layers, but, you know. And again, on the other cheek, make a C shape, get to the top, blend it up, make a big C shape, and another C shape. There. See how easy that was? I like to swirl. So the best way to do it is smile, swirl, and then swirl back. Smile, swirl, swirl back. Might as well put more blush on for that, just for my benefits. But another thing, I know you guys think this was crazy. Trust me, when I was a beginner, I thought this was insanity. But it's also good to sort of put blush on your nose. You may think you just do that, but no. You start at the top and then you just go down. Oh, start at the top, go down, and then dust it off there. Now for my benefits, but toss on another layer. And if you get stuff like that, you can just dust it off. You could also take your concealer and neutralize the sides of your nose. And there. And this is only for my benefits. You don't have to do this, but I like to put blush up at the top of my forehead, on my chin, and on the tops of my ears. The tops of my ears. And I also like to put a little blush on my neck. Just like that. So, that is how I do my blush, and I just taught you something. You learn something new every day, even on Christmas. So, this one does not have have this. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, when you're closing this, never ever just do that. Always take this up. Oh, see? That's the problem. Always always hold it and then put it on. Perfect. Perfectly close. And never just okay, let me show you how to put your brushes away. I don't want any of this stuff to fall out. Oops. Never just put it in like that. Always have the bristles facing up. You would crush and ruin your brushes. That is not good. I almost ruined this one and got it too dirty by putting it directly where all the makeup is, at the bottom of your makeup bag. See how much residue got on it from all the bottom makeup bag residue on the brush from before I knew how to organize my brushes? Over a year ago this happened. That's why I don't use this brush as much anymore. But you know, there's better ways. Ta-da! But yeah. So what I like to do after I do my blush is the contour. Now, I like to do bronzer first, then contour. But sorry, I didn't mean to call this contour. This is my bronzer, not my contour. So I use a NARS blush and bronzer 2-in-1 palette. And this I can apply blush and bronzer with, kind of. You can always dust it off on your hand or use a tissue, and yeah. And always, before you put your makeup on with a brush, have a tissue out and take the bristles of your brush and sort of dust. You can also like kind of wet the tissue before you do this and swirl it on, just to be sure that there's not too much residue on your brush when you apply your makeup, or on your arm to test it. Now, what I like to do is I like to get started. So the best place for me personally to put my bronzer is, and always before you do this is the best time to refresh the headband, is right, because I like to put my bronzer right in my hairline. Like right up there. Sometimes it even gets in my hair. And you can also do some bronzer right here. And I also like to throw some blush up there too, just for my benefits. Another place I like to put my bronzer is right below my blush, above, tiny bit, so just tiny bit all over. And the best way to do it, just like I said, you just to do like swirls, or not too much brush strokes, mostly swirls. And little mini swirls for below your cheekbones and above. And if you feel like you need to neutralize it, you can always do the flat side swirls. You put the foundation and give it a couple pats. See? And contouring is another very important thing. I actually have a powdered contour. Yeah. So it seems a little bit dark, but what I like to do is I like to use a mini sponge to blend it in. Stained from before, but that's okay. That's what happens when you use sponges. And what you do, I know you think you just do that, but no. Use the tip of the brush and draw a line on the places you want to have contour. I know it may seem a little much now, but no. A line drawn. And you can always use your concealer half to kind of get off excess. And if you want like a button nose, you draw a circle. And I like to do like on my brow bone above. I like to do here. This may seem really advanced, but you're a beginner, I understand. I like to put some here, here. And most importantly, a little bit more. And always make sure when you do this part, take your brush, align where you placed it, perfect match. And under the cheekbone. So, looks a lot. On, above, below. It looks a lot at first, but once you take your bottom half, you could do top or bottom. I like trying to do bottom, but you have to angle it like that and blend it out into your blush. Like, not into your blush, but like right above for the purposes of having more definition. Oh, and also, first of all, don't just drag the sponge. That removes the makeup. You pat the sponge in. Another thing I like to do to blend it out is I like to go back over with that same brush I used for my bronzer, blend it out a little more, and then keep going with the sponge. And for the sponge, you can also blend the contour up into your sideline head. Keep blending in. Get the difference? So much more definition. But there's still a lot. So, for the nose, I like to use the tip of my sponge to get more precision. You have to blend it in lines. You have to trace over and blend like that. And it gives a little bit of a shadow. If you want to have more definition to your lips, you can blot the residue on that, or you could get more contour if you want to, but I don't personally like to have too much shadow or contouriness on my lips. But I like to blend it in or out with a sponge. Notice how it's kind of getting my little button nose look. And I like to, same thing on the sides of my nose. Trace, blend, trace. Blend it out, and concealer here to get rid of the excess. And you also want to blend it up here with the stuff you use on your brow bone and trace blend down into your nose and on your eyebrow, just for your benefit. See what it did? So much more definition. And same thing here. And on the side, you can blend more with your old excess concealer on the spot to get rid of the excess. Now, oh my gosh, I almost forgot to do the other cheek. That would have been embarrassing. It's winter break. But you can blend more of the nose out onto the stuff you use on your eyebrows and just blend.
Oh, sick burn, sick burn, sick burn, Daddy, sick burn. Daddy, what's wrong?
Nothing.
I don't know, sick burn.
What?
No one was laughing at me when we were at the short house and
I really blend it up on my eyebrows. It gives a nice shade too. That's also good. Contouring is very important for makeup. It really makes a difference too. The chin, it's just gonna highlight it a little bit. Oh, it's really hard to see your chin. Really press hard for the chin, okay? It's not a light press part. Now, for the chin, you could also use for your concealer to lighten the color of the contour if it's harder to blend out. And take the flat side and press hard. Don't drag, just press really hard. See? See what it did? Look at the difference. And I still see some, oh, it's 3:30 in the morning. It's okay. I don't know. It's amazing. It's 3:30 in the morning. And for this, take the flat side of your sponge, angle it like this. Blend. You could also blend in circles if you'd like, but I like to sort of take my sponge and blend up. And also, if you want to give it a couple pats, then you can. Trust me, it gives more definition. I do like to take that brush again, just to, you know. And if you want to put a little bit more blush in like a gap area, then you can. It's okay. But for here, of course, blend just like we did on the other side. You want to really press down onto your bone just to kind of take the definition to another level. Oh, and for the forehead, you also want to put some up here too, kind of like a banana shape. And blend it. You could also kind of blend it down or around, or for the forehead especially, you want to really beat that face up with your sponge and blend in circles in some points. See, it really highlights the bone. And the hairline, just blend it up. For the hairline, you want to really beat and blend up. It makes you look like your hair is darker. It's amazing. I also like to go back with the brush I use with the bronzer and blend and mix it up. And again, if you're using those contour sticks, you're all wrong. Get a powder contour. It's the best. Not too harsh looking. Makes your hair look darker in your hairline. It is the best. I look like this in all my pictures. Hand on shoulder. Do you want to know how I make that face, by the way? Normally, I say, Willy Wonka. It makes, look at the difference. Willy Wonka. When I make the face and not say Willy Wonka, it looks totally different than when I say Willy Wonka. Okay, so I just adjusted my headband for my benefits. Trust me, it's not good to not. So, the next part of the makeup is going to be the eyebrows. Now, for the eyebrows, you have to twist it up, and when you're done, twist it back down, just like lipstick. Oh, we haven't even gotten to lipstick. Because you know you guys are total beginners, and you don't really know any of these things yet. But I'm teaching you, so after this tutorial, you'll know everything. So, the best way to do your brows is if you have more hair right here, you don't want to start there, you want to start a little higher and kind of align your eyebrows. And once you get here, you use different angle and maybe dust off that excess and align your eyebrows and then fill them in before you blend them out. It may look a little silly before you blend it out, but trust me, all you gotta do is trust the process, and you will win a beauty pageant someday. I know, right? I can't wait till I win a beauty pageant. I haven't even tried out for one yet, but never told you I wasn't going to have plans about it. Oops. Now you see, if you get more, if your eyebrow is higher than this, use concealer. It lowers it to make it more at level. Again, yeah, and then line your eyebrow. It may look a tiny bit different, that's why you can always it's not as dark. You can always add more like that and then line it like this. But then once it gets to the point where your eyebrows are starting to feel cakey, then first of all, use concealer underneath. Oops, and always twist it back down. Never put this one here. See how it's bigger? Put it with its correct color. Blend it out. So what I like to do is I like to start here and they sort of just go like that. And then at the end with the excess, you use concealer and then just keep blending. And of course, concealer. Again, it may look a little dark at first, but if you just keep blending or touch it over with concealer, it will look amazing. And also, this one may look a little bigger than this one at first, but once you take your sponge that has leftover concealer on it, look how perfect it looks. And this one might have more brow pencil in here, so you can just kind of add some and then blend it out. But then the problem is now this one has more. So then you use concealer. So what I like to do after I do my eyebrows, if they look a little overdone, you can just take actually powder and touch it up. Tightens it a little bit, doesn't it? Makes it look better. And if you feel like you want to blend it out a little more, then sure, go for it. And you may have some brow pencil on your tip of your spine, that's okay. I like to just kind of wipe it off with a wet tissue or Clorox wipe or makeup remover wipe. Anyway works. So, now that we have done that, we are going to do the most advanced way you could ever do your eyeliner. Stencils! I know, right? Insane. Not insane. New. Wait. Oh, here it is. I thought I lost my eyeliner. I could smell something from the back of my mind. Didn't even know I had it. So when you do your eyeliner, you want to twist it up enough, but not too much. So these are eyeshadow stencils. The way they work is you stick them on your face. You want to put them like right on the place where you want them to be. Like if you're going for like a cat eye like that, you can put them like right there. Trust me, this is amazing. I love these things. And you want to keep your eyeliner like right to the stencil. And then boom, you got yourself a cat eye. And a really thin one too. If you want to thicken it up a little bit, you can. But especially for you as a beginner, this is the perfect way to start. Because let me show you what my cat eyes look like as a beginner. Not so great, huh? Alright, so the best way to fix your cat eye if it looks a little wormy is take a tissue, maybe wet it a little bit, and there. perfect cat eye. That is the best way for you guys to do the perfect cat eye. Now that we have done that eye, we are going to do the other eye. Looks so good. And that's the best way to tightline in my opinion. And for tightlining your bottom waterline, the best way to do that is move it down with your sponge. So, see what happened? Oh, and some perfect. Exact, perfecto way to do things. See? Perfect. Well, now we have done that, we are going to curl the lashes. Okay. This is not a lash tutorial, but this part's going to make it one. Clamp the base of your lashes, pull them up, press it down, and squeeze, pulse, squeeze really hard, squeeze. See? You can also curl it even more by squeezing and pulsing and pumping. Look at the difference. Curled, not curled, curled. See? Can do the ta-da! Other eye. So as my base coat is I'm going to start with using the Bye Bye Panda Eye tubing mascara. As the base coat, just like to run it over the tip and brush it on my lashes. And also that, and also another thing I'd like to do is I like to take my eyeliner and fill in any gaps before continuing on from base coat. And the Tim Burton Wet n Wild Lengthening Tubing Mascara is my base coat, second base coat. I like to, and bottom lashes, can't miss them. You look down and see that they're obviously there, then brush up. And above that, I'm going to use my Sky High Maybelline New York Black and Long mascara. Look at the difference. Next, I like to curl my lashes a little bit more. Start here and squeeze. And when you have mascara on your curling your lashes, you gotta gradually let it come off the curler. Oh my gosh. Push it down and gradually wait. Oh no, and yeah, maybe I won't do it on that eye. Might have ruined it a little bit. Oh goodness. But now, of course, I'm going in with maybe this one next. My Rare Beauty Black and Volume Mascara. This is the mascara Selena Gomez uses. As I said, is factually true. She is well known for that. Since it's Rare Beauty, that means that this is meant for very specific people. Meant for an individual. Oh, I must be a very specific person. Must use it here then too. There. Rare Beauty. And now the extra large Tarte mascara. going with that. And also brushing it along, running at the top of the tips, wiggling and wiggling it up. See a little bit of mascara chance where you can just take a tissue and brush it off. And you can also use leftover concealer to fill that in. Of course, I'm obsessed with having it be perfect, so yeah. Ta-da! Perfect. So now, I'm just gonna, what you do is you touch the base, push up, touch the base, push up, and there is your finishing touch. So, the next part of the lashes that we are going to be using is the big and final, well, not final. There's another final after the final, but the extra lash extensions of the false lash effect mascara. Now I like to just kind of, see how I'm like kind of tap brushing it and just sort of close my eye and also when you do that, when you make it long like that, you can like press it down like this and wiggle it and then it stays. And you can like kind of keep tap brushing in addition to it. See? Look at this difference. Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara. Well, let me just. No Essence Lash Princess False. Oops. Getting mascara on your face. It happens all the time. I'm gonna go back over the blush, but it's okay. Running it along the tips. See, the best way for this mascara is to just tap brushing it and just making everything look longer. And then you're wiggling it and then pressing it down and wiggling it again. And then continuing to tap brush it on both eyes. And then if you can see, it looks false and beautiful. False and beautiful really go together. Those two words are great together. And for the bottom lashes, pull them down, wiggle, push up, wiggle. Pull down, wiggle, push up, wiggle. Ta-da! Ha! But wait. The reason that's not the end of the lashes is because we still need the Sky High Maybelline New York Blue Mascara Lash Sensational. So for this stuff, we're putting it on top of black mascara. So we're going to use the tip and sort of tint the tips of my lashes blue. You could give it a little tint. And even on the bottom lashes, this is not coloring in the lashes like completely. This is only making them even longer and even more blue. Look at the difference. And always make it the same on the other eye, because you know, you can't not. See how I'm brushing the wand lightly like that with my tip and running it along and wiggling the wand. See how I'm doing that? And see how my lashes are getting, oh, and if you want them really blue, you can just like totally make them blue and make them your own. You just gotta add that to the other eye too. Make it blue and make it your own. Sometimes sticking it down and putting it like that helps a lot, but I think what I'm doing is amazing though. I'm just making my lashes blue and making them my own. Make it blue and make it your own. That should be our phrase, okay? You with me? We still together on that? Make it blue, make it your own. That's our phrase. I made my lashes blue and I made them my own. And also, you can always push your bottom lashes down when you're done. So if you have your blue mascara, that's the perfect finishing touch to lashes. And also, concealer. Now we're going to do the eyeshadow. We're going to do a mixture of fun and this. We're using tube palettes today. So what I like to do with my eyeshadow normally is I like to start with like a darker bronzy shade. I like to put the bronzy shade under my eyelashes, like right under my eyelashes. And like maybe like a more dark red shade at the corner part. And blend it out. I'm picking up what I'm putting down, my darling, my dear darling beginners. And if you might have darked your lashes a little bit, you can always take more of the blue and maybe do that. See? If you are saying how long my lashes are, that is exactly what my tricks do, okay? So, the top of my eyelid, I start by using this my eyeliner. See how it makes that cat eye? Take a makeup wipe, or you could redo it with one of your stencils. I know, I love it, okay? It's amazing. And above that part, I'm gonna be going in with my amazing, sensational, fun colors. I'm going to apply it with a brush that blends fairly well, using a darker purple shade. Well, a little bit more bright than dark, but that's okay. Blend. With this brush, it's best to kind of do like swirls. Swirling it on. And then concealing any residue I had. And on top of that, I'm going in with a light shimmery color. And blending in my eyeshadow. See? Perfect. And now the last and final finishing touch of our look is the lipstick. Now, for lipstick, my darling beginners, I'm using a light rose pink, gorgeous, matte, oil-free lipstick. And for lipstick, I like to always start with the line of your lips and just kind of align it before you actually do it. And then fill it in. The way you fill it in, you just sort of go back, forth, back, forth. Pretend it's like a broom. But for the top, you just go down on each side. So, that is basically how you do makeup. But wait, we're not going to forget one last thing. Crumb flakes! So the way you apply these crumb flakes is you take your finger, dip them in the little bottle, take some out, and put them wherever you want to put them. So I like to kind of put them like on my cheekbone and then take my brush and blend it up. And then the same thing on the other cheekbone. Take my brush, blend it up. It makes it look like you have glowing, magical cheeks. So this is this brand. This is the DM Dionysia Minor Crystal Beauty Chrome Flakes. Remember, these are tiny containers, so if you get these, you only need a little bit. See how just a little bit made my cheeks look glowy and magical? And also, you can't forget the last thing. Take off your makeup headband, replace it with the headband you want to wear for today. So that is basically the most important and best way to do your makeup. So, Merry Christmas. Bye! And remember, don't forget to like and subscribe.